G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the game between Geelong and Sydney, which was at the SCG. Geelong with a nice win under their belt to all but, well, they have locked in a spot for finals and would be pretty hard to see go outside the top four as it currently stands. I think a disaster would have to happen for that on multiple fronts. But if things go the way that the universe would expect to, then yeah, Geelong could be in a good chance to lock in a top two spot, which would be pretty remarkable considering how chaotic this season has been. But if we have a look at today's game, Geelong winning by 43 points in what was a pretty convincing win in the end, and a scrappy game as well in various parts. But I think that's definitely what Geelong needed was just a real rough and tumble sort of game to get them sort of match hardened properly for what's now going to pop up in sort of finals football. So yeah, I mean it wasn't all the cat's way though throughout this game. We saw Sydney get off to a pretty fair start. A lot of really good work out of centre bounce for them. They're looking pretty dangerous going forward early on in the piece, especially off the back of their clearance work. We weren't able to nullify that early days. And again, they got a bit of scoreboard pressure going. But to our credit, though, we worked out. I mean, we were out of position a couple of times and sort of unlucky a little bit early with, some of the ways in which they scored. But the beauty of it was we didn't let it seep into a 7-8 goal quarter. We were able to sort of respond, and that was what I was really pleased with is, they threw a few punches at us and then we said, come on, all right, we're up for it, and made it level by quarter time. So, some good work from Neil there. Myers took it on. Neil was very impressive early on in the game and was a big part of, why we were sort of hanging around, I guess, which we made sure we made happen. For the second term, kind of similar. I mean, in terms of the scoreline there, we just kept the scoreboard ticking over. Back up all movement was pretty handy. And Sydney did get a bit of corridor footy, more so in that first half. And they sort of made us bleed a little bit with us, not defending the corridor, as well as we would like to defend it. But again, there was some good play. Neil just clunking them again and again. 4 in the first half. Martin popped up as well. So, yes, Stengel, definitely got involved throughout the game. So, pressure was really good. Front half turnover game was pretty decent. I think, Sydney set up a couple and they gave us a pretty good chance, and more often than not, even though 15 shots in the first half, still, in general, made them pretty accountable on the scoreboard, and just led at half time. It was a 9-point margin, probably about right in terms of where the game was at, and just kept we just kept at the scoreboard all day. I mean, if my maths is correct, it's 4 goals every quarter, so that's what you want really. You don't it's a very even sort of 4-quarter performance, and what was really pleasing with that as well was we kept Sydney to 3 goals after half time. So we kept them very, very honest, and we're very stingy down back. So kudos to the back line as well for holding up really well. Clearly, Sydney don't have the most amazing forward line of all time, especially with some injuries that they do have to some personnel. But credit has to go to the back line, for standing up, and they were really strong last week. I felt against the Bombers when the Bombers really charged home sort of in that third term, and then I thought our back line did a really good job to weather the storm that sort of did come along. Lots of teammates getting involved, and it was just a really good even team performance. We did some great work nullifying Goulden, Heaney and Warner. Kudos to Scotty and the coaching team, and not only the coaching team but the players to execute that. That's massive in terms of and it goes a long way to winning the game, because going into the game as a Sydney fan, what you want to see, And, from a Geelong perspective, looking at the game, you go, all right, Heaney, Warner and Gordon are the reason we can lose. So try and make sure that they're not the reason that you go into the game and you lose the game. To tag Gordon was exactly what I wanted going into the game. I was thinking it's the most likely matchup, and he's so important to them. So it was a great effort from O'Connor. He kept him pretty quiet on his lofty standards. And then, Heaney just had a stinker, which, doesn't happen too often. He's had, a remarkable season and just a, great performance all the way. So, didn't have too many lapses late. Just really, really even, calm, cool, professional performance, which is what we like to see. All right. Disposal-wise, the Swans had a bit more of the ball, but not much more. Inside 50s, 55 to 47. So there was a bit of supply given up to the Swans. Geelong got plenty of supply themselves, thankfully. Disposal efficiency, Sydney, that's quite down from their average, and it was sort of a tough game with a lot of pressure throughout the game. Efficiency inside 50. So this is just the ability of how well do you move the ball inside 50, how well do you defend it when it does go inside your 50, and Geelong really good yet again at almost 70%, not too far off. Sydney at 45. The back line was superb. Low free kick count game, and the umpiring was awful on both fronts. Stoppages, surprised we won the hitouts, but the clearance battle, the Swans won that battle, and out of centre bounce as well, 15-10. I think their ability to punish Geelong on scoreboard from centre bounce was good early, faded away a little bit later, and then that's where your back line sort of comes in, and that's why I'm so impressed with how they played. Where are we? So around the grounds, pretty even. Swans +5. Contested ball in Sydney's favour, but not by much. Geelong controlled it on the outside slightly more. More turnovers to the Swans. So again, their inability to use the ball effectively, combined with Geelong's pressure, was really on show to see. Definitely controlled it in the air, and Sydney just couldn't get as much control on the game as they would like to have. And from Geelong's perspective, that was that +35 marks. So just had it their way very well. Marks inside 50, 17. So that continues to be a really high number. And Sydney got 11 inside 50 marks for the game. Geelong usually north of 15 most weeks. Contested marks really strong in the air for this week to Sydney's 5. From a time in front, Geelong led for most of the day. Sydney had that good start to the game, weren't able to get going with it. Tackles, how did we go disposals-wise? Pretty close. So tackle-wise, basically even there. Inside 50, not too much pressure going on there. So still a couple of tackles and all even Stevens for the rest of the stats there. So that's what it looked like from a team point of view, and really tough to give votes because I thought it was such an even team performance. So very tough, but I'll go Manor for the 3 votes. I've given Sean some love lately on the votes. He kicked 3 goals, 3, could have had a really, really big day. 19 disposals for him, 7 marks, 7 tackles, 4 clearances, almost 500 metres gained. And from that game time, really positive to see. He just pops up. And, when we need a goal, he's there to kick it, and they're normally at pretty important times to just bridge the margin and put a gap between Geelong and the opposition. I think he just does that week in, week out. And, he backs himself in. He's very, very confident. And so he should be, and continue up, that really good work that he's been doing for us. So, just a real Swiss Army knife for the Cats. So, he's been pretty much top of the fantasy points the last few weeks as well. Really tough, votes, because there's going to be somewhere it's like, how do you not have him? But then I can also mount a case for probably 5 or 6 players. Tommy Stewart, back into some form, so I'm giving him the 2 votes this week. He had the 25 disposals, took 11 marks, leading marker on the ground, a couple of tackles as well, and a clearance, and just short of 500 metres gained as well. yeah, I thought it was probably one of his best games of the season. Where it's quite funny because I guess Tommy Stewart in career best form, we would just expect this each and every week. And whether that's been distributed to other players like Guthrie and Humphreys and these other guys sort of floating in the back line to make sure that it's not like we need Tom Stewart to play a 10 out of 10 game for us to win. So they've been able to spread the load a bit there, but it was good to see him in pretty good touch. Some interesting plays as well, but more often than not, he was very sound behind the ball, which, to be fair, we haven't seen seen a lot of that from Tommy Stewart of recent times. We know he's been a bit injured throughout the year, so yeah, hopefully he can be at his absolute best, come September. And the one vote, I'm going to go Shannon Neal. He kicked 4 from his 10 disposals, 5 marks, a couple of tackles for him as well. A little bit of ruck work, not a lot. But I thought, yeah, he was basically the reason we were in the game early on. I think we had 5 goals and he had kicked 4 of them. So, yeah, his accurate kicking just gives you so much confidence and belief. I think he's the best set shot in the competition at the moment. Jack Gunston probably won't like me saying that, but yeah, just the absolute dead-eye dick in front of goal. He's got such a simple routine that just works for him, and he's very dangerous when he's marking it within 55, basically. So, yeah, been very pleased with his season, and he's probably coming out 40-plus goals, really, which is quite a remarkable achievement for him. Baz, very stiff not to get votes. I thought he was brilliant. 30 disposals for him, 6 marks, 4 tackles. Also had the 5 clearances, 500 metres gained. We know how much he works from the back line all the way up to that forward line. It was really tough. Loved his endeavour today. Reece Stanley had the 14 disposals, 7 marks, a couple of tackles, 4 clearances, 33 hitouts. Also set up a goal. Had an indifferent game. He was very strong at times. Took some really good contested marks. Peter Adams had a really good day out, so yeah, it's a hard one to read, that one. So yeah, Adams would definitely take the points, but it wasn't like Reece was. He didn't have a shocker really. Like he was just blue collar. Like Ollie Dempsey was getting a bit more of the footy this week, and talked about the last couple of weeks how he's been a little bit quieter with the ball, but it's good to see him get some of the pill back in his hands. 1 goal, 1 for Ollie Dempsey, 21 disposals, 6 marks, 5 tackles. Speaking of absolute workhorses, we know what he does each and every week for Geelong, and it's really important what he does. So, yeah, just another week, another goal for Ollie Dempsey. He just knows how to notch up a goal every week. Brian Myers had a couple of goals. He kicked a few snags, had 18 possessions for him. 7 marks, also had a couple of tackles, also clearance. Didn't have as much time inside the mid, but it was also quiet throughout the patches and also really good in patches. It was good to see. Yeah, Grind hit the scoreboard in a couple of big ways. I think, he had a great one from the pocket, which, he's got a lot of confidence about him. And, again, just one of those players that bobs up and sort of can really hurt you when you least expect it. Absolutely loving Jack Martin's season, what he's been doing. I mean, he's been in for barely half the season, but what an impact he's made. He's kicked a couple. He had the 17 disposals, 8 marks. He's so clean above his head. He's a great overhead contested mark. Tackle, clearance, and set up 2 goals himself. So, again, Geelong just doing this nicely, managing his minutes and not making him play, 80, 90% of the game. Just making sure that, his body's right for when it really counts. And if you can get 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals from Martin in a final, that might be what you need to give yourself that edge. So, Jack Martin's having a fine season for Geelong in the short time that he's been with the Cats. Over to Zach Guthrie, he had the 17 disposals, 9 marks, 3 tackles. I thought, he was outstanding. Papley was pretty quiet. I think he kicked maybe 1, maybe 2, but he was largely ineffectual, I felt. He's also had his injury battles, of course, throughout the season. But, love what Z does for the club. Absolute, heart and soul player for Geelong. Maxie Holmes didn't have to play, his best game of all time. But, had a decent amount of game time. Had the 21 possessions and 5 marks. Didn't get too much in terms of centre bounce, clearance. But, yeah, still was able to gain a lot of territory with the ball he did have, despite having 21, which is, a little bit lower than he'd normally get. Tommy Atkins had the 21 disposals, 3 marks, 5 tackles, 7 clearances for him, and he set up a goal as well. So, we know what kind of player this guy does. He gives you 110% every week, and, so lucky to have him in the side to make sure that, he's just so honest and gives everything at every contest like his life depends on it, which is great. Talked about Scratcher as well. Sully had the 12 disposals, 8 marks, 4 tackles. He also set up a goal as well, which, pretty good for a defender that plays pretty deep down back. So Sully got outmarked a couple of times, but in general, pretty sound behind the ball and calm behind the ball. Loving, his growth and development. Tyson Stengel back in a big way. He missed a couple here and there to start off the game. We're thinking, oh no, this is another tough one for Stengel. But he, to his credit, kept persisting and kicked 3 goals to 12 possessions, 4 marks as well, 4 tackles rather, a couple of marks as well. Set a goal up. So, just a really good performance from him. He's had some lean patches at times throughout season 2025. But, this was a brilliant game from him. Really important to get some confidence and continuity in his body. So, hopefully Tice can continue the good form. Jack Henry, I think he got subbed out, actually. Had the 18 touches, 7 marks. Absolute rock for us down back. Had some disposals that you maybe like again, but in general, I thought, again, he's so important to what Geelong's make up, especially down back. So steady and solid. Patrick Dangerfield, really good performance. Almost gave him a vote, but he didn't quite land one. But he kicked 1 goal, 14 disposals as well, 5 marks, 2 tackles, clearance, and 4 goal assists, which is what I was most impressed with. He just knows how to win that post-clearance contested ball, hand it off to a teammate, and they finish off the work. So, and that's the beauty with Paddy. He could kick 3 or 4 himself if he's really on. But even if he's not, he'll kick you 1 or 2 and set up 3 or 4 himself. So it's a real weapon that the Cats have going into sort of, September campaign, which is coming up very shortly. Over to Blitz. He had the 12 disposals. He missed a couple of shots. 3 marks, 3 tackles, 13 hit-outs as well. Probably decent game from Blitz. We know what he does. He's very reliable for Geelong. Not always reliable in front of the big sticks, but he kicked 2 straight last week, 0-2 this week. Sometimes, I think there was some. The kicks he did have were pretty tough from memory. He had one. Both were like 45 out on a pretty tight angle, so you're not going to kick those every day of the week. De Koning's game was good. It was good. He played well. 14 disposals for him, 5 marks, a couple of tackles. Didn't really have any crazy moments where you just go what's going on. But in general, he was engaged. He was focused. Did really well, nullifying contests as well as winning the ball back, which is really good to see. Jezza Cameron, quiet one for him, but that's all right. He's had a fine season to date. 10 disposals, 5 marks, couple of tackles. Did a little bit of work up the ground to get some of the ball because he was very quiet outside of all that. All but ends the 100-goal discussion, I think. I think even when he kicked 4 goals, 5 against the Bombers, that kind of ended it. He sort of needed 7 or 8 to give himself a real chance and a real look, but I think it'd probably be good for the club to not have that hanging over their head as an expectation. So, quiet from Jez. We know what he can do most weeks. Over to Lawson Humphries, he had the 12 disposals, 3 marks, a couple of tackles as well. Set a goal up. He was, very handy down back, good in the contest, knows how to repel very nicely, and he had a very good goal assist, which Scratcher would have absolutely loved, and he dined out on that occasion, kicking the goal. O'Shane Mullins' game was superb. He had the 9 disposals, took a mark, 3 tackles, couple of clearances, but really it's more about what he allowed Geelong to do from a team perspective, which he kept Goulden to 23. I don't know what Goulden's average is, but usually he's 30 to 35 on a normal day. So, and the 23 that he would have had not as effective as normal. Big shout out to Mark O'Connor as well, who also had 9 disposals. He took a mark and also had 4 tackles, 3 clearances. And, yeah, Heaney had a really tough day at the office, so I'll have to see what Heaney got. I don't think he kicked a goal. If he did, he kicked 1. Heaney, 1 goal, 15 disposals. And, yeah, Heaney gave away a few free kicks, so he was undisciplined on that side of things. So, yeah, that's a big win for, Mark O'Connor's work. Bradley Close had the 8 disposals, had a tackle, set up a goal. Felt like he was quite involved in the game without getting all the disposals, and sometimes that can happen. But, yeah, what's not on the stat sheet is all the running and the pressure acts and, all the good stuff that he does. So, whilst a little bit quieter than normal on possession front and the goal front, all the heavy lifting he does behind the scenes, we love. Jack Bowes came on very late in the game, and there was 5 minutes to go. He was able to get a kick, a tackle, and a clearance. So, I mean, it's hard to get too much of the pill when Scotty waits to 5 minutes to go before the game's absolutely pure beyond doubt. Good on him for, I guess, making sure of it, but also, Jack Bowes would have been just going, cool. So, no one likes the sub. No one at all. All right. So, I think before we go to the next game, I'll put my hand up. I can't always get them right in terms of the tipping front, but I did think the Swans were going to win today, so I thought, didn't know how well we were really going against other teams, and also, the Swans did defeat the Lions at the Gabba the week before, which is pretty damn hard to do, and we hadn't beaten Sydney there since 2019, so I just wasn't quite sure. But anyway. You can't get them all right, and I can't tip Geelong to win 24, 25 games, so sometimes I will lean against them, for better or for worse. All right, round 24 coming up next week, so Richmond and Geelong, MCG, in the last game of the home and away season, minus Essendon and Gold Coast. We'll leave that aside. But, play Richmond once a year. They did get us in 2023. I think Jeremy came and kicked 1 that game. I don't know how I remember that. But, that was a disgusting game to go to. Outside of that, though, in general, Geelong got the job done over the Tigers the last few times down at the Cattery. I expect Geelong to win reasonably well. We'll see what Richmond throw at Geelong. But, I expect it to probably be closer than 72 points than what it was at the Cattery. I think the Tiger Army will get up and about the MCG. They'll throw the kitchen sink at us. Don't know how much Geelong will have to play for then and there. I think the Lions might play beforehand. We'll have a look. Really shouldn't matter what the Lions do in terms of how we prepare ourselves and go about it. You just want to keep your winning form up and about. So if I go to the fixture. And it'd be interesting if Brisbane play before or after us. They play after us, yep. So we won't really know where we sort of finish it. But if Geelong win, they seal top 2. If Adelaide somehow lose to North Melbourne and Geelong win, 3 or 4 goals, Geelong will finish on top of the table. So they'll play the 4th place team. But obviously got to get the job done first and foremost over the Tigers, which, all things being equal, you think Geelong will be too strong to get the job done, which would then, give them basically second spot. Or if the Crows absolutely don't turn up at Marvel Stadium, then Geelong finish top of the table, which would be quite remarkable, really, considering what an absolute topsy-turvy season it's been. So there you go. Today it was Geelong getting the job done by 43 points in a really good performance, and 31 scoring shots. I swear we've been sort of hanging around that 32 average over the last sort of 6-8 weeks, which has been really pleasing. But overall good even spread across the board. Great to see, and it was just great to get into a spot where Cool. I can stop saying if Geelong are good enough to make finals, they are going to make finals. That's guaranteed. Just a matter of how high. Likely locked for top 4. And if Geelong get the job done over Richmond, they've guaranteed top 2, which is fantastic. All right, that's all from me, folks. I hope you enjoyed the review. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe away so you can see how the Cats are going every week. Comment your thoughts on the game and how you see the Cats faring in the coming weeks and what it looks like going into September. Thanks heaps for joining in, crew. Really appreciate it. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next video.